What's good, fam? Oh, damn. I got my man DH on already. Hold on. I'm this premature. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna introduce him later. What's going on, DH?
What
What's
up,
going on?
though? You
What's up? You know what? I'm keeping you off right now, man. Look, you
live,
listen
man.
to
I'm in the
we
mix
all live. You
already.
know what I mean? You know what? F that. Everybody here. We're all in the building, man. What's good? We're gonna start off with the folks I had first, man. And you
Ain't
listen
no
to the
secret. You know what I'm
ain't no
saying?
secret. You already know what time it is. You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole. My homie Ray Jeezy's out, but I'm joined by my homies DH and also Dee-Middy. What's good, fellas?
Feeling good, man. Feeling great. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know, I mean, we get to talk about something I wanted to talk about last week a little bit more in detail. So I'm gonna have a lot of people fucking pissed off at me. I'm gonna curse. I don't care, but I'm gonna have a lot of people pissed off at me.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, you ain't doing right if they not mad at you.
I know, right? They gonna be
and when they
mad
keep
though.
and when they keep wanting to be the butt of the joke, I mean, we got to talk about it. You know, they
Gotta
keep
talk
putting out,
about it, man.
so we got to. I mean, we
Exactly.
got to put our 2 cents in. You know,
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I want to have a real opinion about it, not like a kumbaya moment. I want to have a real discussion on it. But before we get into all that, you can also check out the Urban Sports Scene at www.urbansportscene.com. That's our website. Also, you can check out our content at Empire Media, which is empiremedia.com. You can subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button and like this video. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG at Urban Sports Scene and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports podcasters, and sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's get into our tradition of the pregame. I already told y'all, all right, you see my homies from the Breaking Command podcast, DH and Dee-Middy. We're going to talk about thirsty Brandon Aiyuk trying to play with Jayden Daniels. And finally, around 9 p.m., Bite Down Boxing's Reginald Woodson will join me to talk about Shakur Stevenson retaining his WBC lightweight title with a unanimous decision victory over Artem Harutyunyan. So, but first, let's get right into it, man. The Niners, Brandon Aiyuk is at it again. He is on this real thirsty mode right now, trying to play with Jayden Daniels with the Washington Commanders. On TikTok, Aiyuk posted a still image of the Commanders practice film with Jayden Daniels going against the backup defense. First off, I'm gonna start with you, Dee-Middy. Do you think Aiyuk is too thirsty to play with his homie Jayden Daniels and the Commanders?
it's
Dee-Middy?
cool. I'll go
Yo,
in.
oh, yeah, go ahead, DH.
So, it's kind of even echoing from last week, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
Grant. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you when I want something, I'm adamant about it, right?
Right, fact.
But I feel like the way this situation is playing out, it should be navigated differently. Like I feel like one or two situations come up, things may leak out. Cool,
Yeah.
right? That's charge it to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's something literally like every week, where it's something that's proprietary information, or it's like it's stuff put out there to kind of put the narrative out there. And I mean, it's kind of a bad look, and even a bad look for Aiyuk. I think it's a bad look for Jayden Daniels, man,
I
for a
agree.
guy that hasn't taken a snap, who doesn't have, in my opinion, who doesn't have the clout yet to be involved in these type of situations.
Agree.
I feel like it's only putting more pressure upon him to perform at a top 10 level type this year. Because let me tell you what, if all this stuff happens and we don't end up with Aiyuk, cool. And the offseason, we 6-11, it's gonna be like, well, this quarter, what's this quarterback doing? You know what I'm saying? Like we said last week, you should be able to perform in spite of your weapons. So if he's able to go out there with a ragtag group of guys or an elite level of wide receiver room or a mid-tier receiver room, like I think we have right now, he should be able to go out and perform well with those individuals. So right now, it definitely looks like Aiyuk is very thirsty to leave San Francisco, and I get that and I understand that. But by default, he's leaving Jayden Daniels in this, And even though Daniels might be like, they just boys or cool, whatever, he's getting some unnecessary pressure, unnecessary heat. It's kind of looking complicit in situations. So I think, the more Aiyuk stuff comes out that has Jayden Daniels associated with it, I think it's only putting more pressure on Jayden Daniels and kind of giving them a little bad look, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. That's my thing. It's definitely putting pressure on Jayden Daniels. And I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I ain't want Aiyuk initially. But I damn what I want this dude now. Like, I think he's doing way too much. I mean, I've never seen somebody put so much pressure. We're talking about putting, and granted, it could have been Jayden Daniels. That's why I'm not going to knock Jayden Daniels. It could be Jayden Daniels sharing like practice film with him about trying to get better, right? So, your homie try to help you out, try to make you better. So it's not like I don't look at it as that negative on Jayden Daniels. So like if this happened, offered him the clip, the footage. Go ahead.
Can I say this to you? As somebody who's been a member of the media, regardless of what level of member you've been, there have been stories or conversations that have been had around you that you cannot repeat. You can't tweet about. You can't report. Right. And I think this is what comes into play, right? Yes, I know you want to leave. Yes, guys may share film and watch film together, but Aiyuk has to understand that it ain't what it looked like. So by him posting film of, a Commander's film, it's only going to look like Jayden Daniels is providing proprietary information to him of what the team is doing. So that's the thing, bro. In this media industry, we deal with sources. I have sources. I have conversations and things that have gone on in the past 15 years of the NFL that I can never mention on there. Around the table with a few drinks and a cigar, maybe we could talk about it. But come on air and talk about it. I can't tweet about it. So I think that's where it comes in. It's like, granted, guys link up, guys may share film and show film, but by posting it, you're making your man complicit to whatever you have going on. And who knows? Like, I feel like even if he does that, he has to be like, yo, I'm about to post this. Are you 100% okay with me bringing you into this?
That's what I'm saying. That's my issue.
It has to be a dual thing. And I feel like with their type of friendship, Jayden Daniels has to know that that he's a part of this now. Like, he's not just the innocent man in the corner, like, I don't know what's going on. No, he's a part of this. He's a part of this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's your thought process, D-Middy? What's your thought process, man?
It's come to a point where it's really getting, like you said, it's really getting thirsty in Ebonics terms. But when it comes down to the football sense, it's a situation where if you're using this as a negotiation tool, you look immature.
Yeah.
If I'm a couch GM, but I'm pretty sure these professional GMs are looking at it like this is a very immature way to go about your negotiation. A couple clips here and there is one thing, but when you're talking about, this is becoming almost, internet radio with the back and forth.
Yeah.
And even going back to the Pivot podcast, Fred Taylor, a OG in the game, let him know, I wouldn't continue to negotiate in this manner by putting it on social media.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt you. And this could potentially hurt him what if Washington, I'm once again, y'all know where I'm speaking from.
Yeah.
They could be looking at it like, we might not even want to deal with this particular situation. We might not want to bring this into the building. Talent-wise, he has it. There's no argument there. I've said it. Route running, I think he's as good as Terry is. If you're looking at it from a Commander's roster standpoint, him and Terry are 1A, 1B. If you can put him against Jahan, Diami, Luke McCaffrey, and so on and so forth. I just feel like at some point in time, the 49ers, I'm not saying they have to become public and do it on social media, but I feel like he's going to bait him into it, in my opinion. I feel like Brandon Aiyuk may bait them into saying something in negotiation terms publicly.
Hey, go with DH.
Guys, I want y'all to stick with me for a minute. I talked to my buddy Mike Cowell earlier this week, And we kind of just was talking through the scenario and situation. And the question came up to what's the urgency to get out of San Francisco? Like, think about this from just a fly on the wall, right? A perennial playoff team who was in the Super Bowl last year, literally one possession away from winning the Super Bowl. What's the urgency? Like, granted,
why you so pressed? Why you so pressed to get out of there?
There, let me tell you, this is no secret. I want to break some news to you guys, but this is no secret. Guys are best friends throughout the league. Guys always play with their friends, right? You always want to be on the same team with your guy. But what is the urgency of Brandon Aiyuk wanting to get out of San Francisco right now? Granted, if you feel as though your play is good enough to get out of the town or to get that big deal, somebody's going to offer you that money. Someone's going to offer you an opportunity to make some good bread. But what is the urgency for him to really want to leave San Francisco? Like, I've never seen guys in the history of the NFL, we've never seen guys wanting to leave perennial. Like, have you heard anybody from the Chiefs wanting to leave other than Tyreek Hill? And he didn't even want to leave. He just wanted to get paid.
Paid, yeah. You want to get paid thoroughly.
So the part is kind of blowing me because like, why is he want to get out so bad? So I brought this up to Mike and I said, could it be that he may feel like last year was going to be his best statistical year in this offense? You know, with McCaffrey getting re-upped, you know, with the way San Francisco and the way Kyle Shanahan uses his offense, could he just have had a couple of good seasons back to back and maybe fearful that he may not get to those numbers again and trying to strike while the iron is hot? Could it be just that? Because then that would ask, well, do you really care about winning? Because y'all at top of the NFC leaderboards every year when it comes down to who's at the end. San Francisco is always mentioned. So I bring this up to y'all, and I'm just curious as to why is there so much urgency, or at least it feels like it's so much urgency to get out of San Francisco and not play with the team that you've been balling with and play with the team that of all 31 or all 32 teams will be more likely to pay you because they know who you are. What's that about? Tell me, Wally.
All right, so for me, I don't know if he's that pressed to play with his best friend because, like you said, everybody wants to play. Everybody has a friend they want to play with, right? You don't see, like, I think Jalen Waddle was cool with Mac Jones at the time. You don't see him trying to press out of Miami to play with, you know, at the time when Mac Jones was a starter, him wanting to play with Mac Jones. But I'm saying, you dig what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how he was trying to press that issue or whatever. Like, you see this everywhere. Like, you do see players tight with each other, right? Because they're college days or whatever it may be. They grew up together, whatever. So in this situation, it could be like, obviously, I think that, you know, the draft pick definitely plays a part to get out of Florida, but he kind of put himself in that situation where they weren't sure they can keep him or not, right? They put him, they weren't sure. But I don't know, like this aggression, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I think we said this before. Like, it's just weird. And I don't like he's a different dude than me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, he's just a different dude than me. And that's why initially, like, yeah, I didn't want him here because I just felt like give Jahan a chance. Like, that was our topic last week, right? With this whole situation. Like, I want to give Jahan a chance. Now I'm just not a fan of his character. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, Terry was underpaid, but did you see Terry come out and bitch and complain about it like that? No. Like, he just went out and did business. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually he got his money. You already have a leader. I don't think this represents leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like, to go out this route. Like, because what that tells me, if he gets in a situation here, which to your, like what you're saying, DH, I totally agree. If he comes here, like he's coming from an organization where it's deemed to be a responsible organization, a good organization, an organization that's winning football games, right? And they're contending for a championship, but he's bitching about it. So it's like, all right, if you come here and you struggle and we're struggling, who knows what's going to happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with a young quarterback. I don't care if it's your best friend or whatever, but a young quarterback, you're trying to build a culture, you're trying to build a winning mentality, but you're willing to leave a winning program just to bitch about, I'm not even saying, like, you can say money, because I feel like obviously it's a money amount that he does want, but like, you're willing to leave a winning program and you're willing to go this hard. I guess that's the best term to say. Like, you're willing to go this hard to try to leave. And that's my thing. Like, you're going to leave. It's not like you're leaving Washington. I'm keep the Bucks. It's not like you're leaving Washington. If you're going this hard to leave Washington, I understand. But you're going this hard to leave a Super Bowl contender. You know
not
what
even
I mean? That's different.
Not even like he still has time on his deal.
Yeah.
Like he still has years. Like I could see if his deal was up and we're dealing with a Saquon situation, but it's not that. He still has time, and you know, San Francisco has control of his draft rights, but like you're still in a position where the team is winning. You know, the team would be advantageous. They're the one that could pay you the most. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think that was more my thing. Like it just feels like I can see if you're trying to get out of a bad program. You know what I mean? But that's that's a top tier program. If you're ranking programs in the history of football, they got 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Top left, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, you know, Ronnie Lott, like name after name after name, where they got guys that have been ballers throughout the league, and a front office that's competent, that knows what they're doing, that knows how to handle business. You know, this is not our old organization. This is not you know, insert name here. Like it's none of those organizations. This is a very good organization. So I don't know if that's pointing to how bad the relationship is, or if he just like I don't even think he wants to play with Jayden that bad. I just think he wants to go somewhere where he can kind of showcase himself. And it's something we mentioned last week. Who's to say he's not going to get into the same predicament that he's in? Because there is only one football in the history of American football. When the ball is snapped, there is only one football in play. So, I mean, was he tired of Christian McCaffrey getting, you know, 50% of the touches? Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, there is only one football to go around, and he's going to have to get in where he fit in. And I don't know, maybe my thing is that he doesn't feel like he may be a key piece of the offense going forward. So you strike while the iron is hot and try to get out early. But it's just all alarming to me. And it's that as stuff continues to come out, I question more, and I want him here less, especially now. Maybe next year when he's a free agent and it may be a little bit cheaper to get him. But now I'm kind of off the Aiyuk train, and I want to see what Jayden Daniels can do with the guys already in the building.
It almost seemed like he foreseeing his career going on a decline, and he want to go ahead and get the money now. Yeah. You know, especially the way, like DH, how you were putting it, it's looking like you have time left on this contract. So the sense of urgency to go somewhere else in the space that isn't as closest to the one you're at makes it seem like you're foreseeing something that some of us may not see.
True. I'm gonna read some comments out real quick. What's up? First off, what's up, Utah? What's up, Deluxe, man? Appreciate you, homie. So my man Taj says he agrees. She said Brandon's a fake friend. He that dude that got all the fellas in trouble with our latest posting stuff.
He's not a good wingman. Are you telling me he's not a good wingman? Oh,
yeah, it seemed like he ain't a good wingman. It seemed like it. Taj also put out there the only receiver that forced his way to play with a friend and that flop was Adams. That's true. He went to he did.
That got him nothing.
Yep, and then that got him nothing. That's true. He sure did. Taj also added, I agree with you, Wole. Brandon is exposing it. He's exposing himself as a me guy and will sabotage a team to get his way.
Man, if you're looking at it from a street sense, man, he is really
he's doing a lot, bro. He's doing a lot. He's doing too much.
Wiley, before you read that comment.
All right, go ahead, bro.
When the last thing came out,
I
text you.
Yeah.
We won't go into details of everything.
We're not going into details of our conversation, but yeah.
I text you was like, bro, this is starting to become too much.
Yeah, man. He looks like that little stalking friend, you know what I'm saying? Like that little obsession type joint, dog. He like you. You're like you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm pretty sure, and I can go out on the limb.
Yeah.
And say this, that the 31 other teams know that Brandon Aiyuk wants to play with Jayden Daniels on the Commanders. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this. So the consistency of just keep putting it out there and keep throwing my man under the bus. It's just like, all right, bro, we get it. Like, we know you want to play for us. We know you want to play for us, boy. Like, the thing about it is, with good business is not done online. Good business is not done in the media. Good business is done in the closed room handshake deals. Let's talk about what we need to do to get the job done. And if you can't pay me or you don't want to trade me, that's when you say, hey, go ball out. And then after next year, when you're a free agent and we got to franchise tag you to keep you, okay, cool. Or the value is going to be up so high that it's going to benefit us to trade you. Like, bro, go out and play ball. The same year after Flacco in 2012 was a free agent, Flacco said, no, I'm going to bet on me. I'm going to go out and win a Super Bowl, and I'm going to get paid. And that's what he do. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, let your play speak for yourself. Go play football, because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. And I think that's where I'm at with it. Like, bro, like, stop all this talking, all this needling, all this trying to negotiate in the media. Bro, go out there. You know what I'm saying? Catch 80 passes.
Yeah.
Go for 1,310 touchdowns, and then come back to the table and was like, y'all got to pay me, and y'all got to pay me 30 plus. And if you don't want to pay me, trade me. Like, that's just where we at now.
All right, yeah, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Deluxe also said Aiyuk typically social media noise for a contract was fine. Posting friends practice pick from another team across the line. I agree. Also, he put out there he's just pulling the strings. He has for more money from asking for more money from San Fran. Also, I'm gonna try to read them all out. He said he's the type.
I don't think he's helping himself with leverage with San Francisco.
Not at all. And I'm gonna talk about that too. He said he the type of wingman that make it along. I agree. So let me talk about the social media aspect, and what I totally agree with you, Deluxe. Like, you taking the pick across the line. Like, I wouldn't even drill talk. I wouldn't have an issue if you just like holding out the basic holding out. You know, you want more money. I ain't knocking a man who wants their money. So you ain't gonna hear me knock you forget, because you did have 2 good years back to back. So I know. That's how the game is. Like, that's your leverage. Like, you want to feel like, all right, my leverage is here. I feel like I'm one of the top 10 receivers in terms of stats. And in limited catches, I had like 1,300 yards. I think he had 75 catches and had 1,300 yards or something like that. Some crazy number. So I know that's his leverage. Like, he feels like he's one of them. So I get, like, if you want to hold out. Like, that's cool, but don't be using another man. That's all I'm saying. There's no need to use another man for all that. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to hold out. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad. Your contract ain't guaranteed. We all see this in the league. The league, your money is not guaranteed. So if you try and get your money, hold out, whatever. But there's no need to use Jayden Daniels, a rookie at that. Like, you're using a rookie. That's your best friend. All right, bro. You're gonna use your best friend as leverage. Like, he just trying to get his feet wet. He hasn't even stepped on the field to say, like, I'm him or I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? Not even, he hasn't improved himself to the vets in the locker room. He hasn't improved himself to the fellow rookies in the locker room. Like, he ain't improved himself to the coaches in the locker room yet. You know what I'm saying? They're all going off of potential, but nobody is proven. You know what I'm saying? So he hasn't improved himself to them yet. And now you putting this on him. Like, to me, that's my thing. It's just nasty work. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's nasty work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care where you come from, and because you want Aiyuk, or we're in this honeymoon phase where everything Washington, anything that deals with us is great, and this, that, and the other. Nah, man, this is nasty work. I don't care how much you like Aiyuk. This is nasty work. Like, and that's your homie. You putting a lot on your homie. He's got to focus on football. He don't want to think about, damn, how is this going to be received? Even though it may not get vicious pickup, right? To a certain extent, it's getting pickup. But even if it wasn't, he's like, damn, like, in his mind, when this breaks out and this comes out, he's gonna think to himself like, damn, how does it make me look? I'm sure he thought that off the rip. Like, how is it gonna make me look? You know what I mean? So that's my thing. This is just freaking nasty fucking work. Like, Dee-Middy, what's your thought, bro?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, man, even before I spoke to y'all tonight, I was just kind of thinking to myself, like, the overall offense in Washington, does Brandon Aiyuk truly make this team that big of a contender to bring him in? Is he filling the pieces to the puzzle to other pieces of the puzzle so much so that it's worth bringing him in? And I think not. And then I'll go back to a comment that the guy Breeze said on social media, on Twitter. He was like, if this was a situation where this deal should have been done around draft time, where the draft picks you were using to get for him. And I was like, you know what, that does make sense. Mm-hmm. And the number 2 pick in the 2024 draft was too high for Brandon Aiyuk. So it does seem like, to an extent, Washington, it's almost like he is negotiating with Washington as well, because they knew at the time they weren't giving up a second overall pick for him. If San Francisco wanted a first and not going, and they don't want a second or nothing less.
Yeah.
And you seen what they did in the second with getting Newton. So all that to say, Aiyuk isn't that big of a piece to spend that much money and time on. And all this is him just trying to negotiate in a way where it's coming to where we're having a discussion. It looks poor on his side.
Yeah, I'm gonna read a couple other comments. My man DJ, what's going to do, Janae? Said Brandon's a guy who needs to chill. He's doing way too much. He's like a dude after a girl that doesn't want him. Negro, stop. Sad Negro. I agree. I don't see it's wild. Like it's like he's trying hard. Well, yeah, you're right. I know what you're right. I'm gonna do that. You're right. I'll try to. You're right. The ninja need to stop. I ain't gonna hold you. He said DJ also put out there said, and they tried to tell him that on the pivot, which you were referring to, but he ain't listening to the OGs, which you were referring to as well. I'm gonna read one more. Red Zone and Lab, what's good, homie? Said good business is when you do perform and put up numbers that they pay you. Now he has to do it again. Talk Aiyuk plus. I need content for 2 more weeks.
There we go.
You ain't lying, bro. Like he is helping out with content because it's a dead time, and I ain't even gonna hold you. Ryan made a statement on social media about his worth with ESPN before they paid him. Yeah, but not like this though. You ain't using another man though. I'm gonna keep that a buck. The Luck said Aiyuk is not worth the money and the picks needed to get him this season. I agree. I agree with that too. I mean, out using Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark ain't using Stephen A. Smith to get the money. That's what I'm saying. Like you ain't using another man.
Taylor or his dude Channing is like he's not using them.
You ain't using them. You're using another man to try to get the bag, bro. I just feel like using another man in a different situation, though. That's what makes it nasty. Use another man in a situation who is fresh to the league. You're using him to try to get your way. I mean, I know if that was my homie, I ain't doing that. That's all I'm letting you. I ain't doing that.
So go ahead, Dee-Middy. No, go ahead, please.
Because simply put, just imagine if Jayden Daniels just came out one day and put it out there like he started blocking Aiyuk like on IG, you know what I'm saying, removing stuff that he put out. Like, what if that now that would really dry the cement right
there. You can't do that to your boy though. I know, but you can't do that to your boy. That's real beef, man. We talking about Biggie Pac type stuff, man. What you trying to do? East Coast, West Coast. What you trying to do, bro? What you trying to really do?
so let me and then I want to share this with the audience, right? It's a story from 2004. You know what I mean? Back in the day, and I want to share this. Much like any new job that you get, right? On your first day, they bring you in and you sign a bunch of paperwork, right? All right. So 2004, no secret. I interned with the Lions for 2 years, 2004 and 2005. So, and it's internship, mind you. So I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid any money. I'm getting to have experience, have a good time, and luckily through family being on the team, it's cool to bring me in, right? They bring you in and treat you like an employee, like a real employee. I had a fingerprint scan to get into the building at any point in time of the day. You know what I mean? I had full access to all the amenities at Allen Park facility, and you go in and you sign this paperwork, and this paperwork says that you are not allowed to share any proprietary information of the Detroit Lions and the NFL with anyone other than those individuals in that building, right? So what that would mean is that if I would watch film after practice, which is something that I would regularly do because I had access and I knew coaches and they would allow me to sit in, I couldn't go back. I had my phone, even though 2004 we didn't have camera phones, but I couldn't take my phone and film it and say, hey guys, look at what I just watched. I just watched all 22 of practice today, or I just watched the 9-on-7 drill in practice today. Look at what we're doing, or look at his alignment, or do this, right? Somebody that's working for free, I would have got escorted. They don't care who my family member was that was on the team. I would have got taken out of Allen Park and had to get a flight back to DCA, right? So the thing is, what I had to sign is not too much different from what the players have to sign. That's proprietary. Now, granted, you share things. We all share things, right? People know data and information that's supposed to share, right? But you share it with the confidence that my boy is not going to go blast this on the internet, or my boy is not going to go tell everybody. You know what I mean? That's like y'all may have friends that, let's say you're talking about money and finances, and you tell one of your boys, like, yeah, you know, I made this much this year. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, I know you made that. I made this much. And then you go on Facebook, my boy said he made 150K this year. We going up. What? Bro, that's for you. That's for us to just talk about. That's not for you to go share, right? So I think Jayden Daniels should be very upset that, of course, he's the one that showed him the film, right? He should be very upset that information was posted, because not only does that make him look bad, it makes him look like, so what else are you willing to share? Are you able to keep any secrets? If somebody's in the locker room that's going through a personal issue that shouldn't be out in the public, who's not go up to the podium and say it and talk about it first, right? Because there's all types of stuff that happen in the NFL locker room. The same stuff that happened to us: divorce, bankruptcy, side chick, baby mothers. That all happens. It happens out here and it happens in the NFL locker room. But we don't know, because that's none of our business. None of that stuff gets shared. Who's to say he's not going to be the first one to get up and say this? Now, granted, he may not. But what he's looking like is that he can't be trusted. You know what I mean? Just give away your playbook. Like to the 49ers, like, granted, we don't play them this year, but nobody knows what the Commanders are doing. Nobody knows what the concepts are to the plays that we're running. Nobody knows the offense that we're running. You know what I'm saying? The same way when RG3 got drafted here, nobody knew that we knew. Week 1 against New Orleans and put up 40, right? So we don't know what Cliff Kingsbury offense, what his offense holds. The fact that you're showing somebody else who then goes and can have an edge. What if Jayden Daniels showed him the whole practice and they were looking at the practice? Oh yeah, look at this. And then for some way, shape, or form, we end up having the best year that we've had and go 13-4. And guess who's in the NFC Championship against us? Us and the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Aiyuk has been looking at our playbook since August. He knows what we're going to run in this situation. He knows that if Austin Eckler lines up a little offset than Jayden Daniels, what he's doing next. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's a chess match, and it's the long game. So, I feel as though Jayden is getting sunned right now. Like, yeah, let me take a look at this. Oh, this ain't nothing. Bro, a smart gamesman is taking all this information in. Like, that's why, I mean, I don't know if y'all saw this, but Darryl Green said in the interview he had on the NFLPA podcast, where he talked about him and Jerry Rice never talk, because Jerry Rice did not want Darryl Green to have an edge on him. And granted, and it's funny that we're talking about Washington and San Francisco, but he didn't want Darryl Green to have an edge on him, so he didn't talk until the Pro Bowl when they would see each other. But during the season, before the games, they didn't talk. He didn't want to give him anything, right? So the fact that Jayden is just free with all the team information, and it's a little alarming to me. And as the front office, you have to be like, dog. Like, I'm pretty sure Adam Peters called it like, dog, you gotta, like, bro, whatever you're doing, I don't care, but you have to stop. Like, doing a lot, sharing this information and all that. Like, Jayden Daniels could share it with me, right? Because even I know, as somebody who's had sources, even I know I can't go post pictures of what the Commanders are doing. I'll be able to see it when I go to training camp firsthand. But to just have this information, just posting it willy-nilly, like, it's just doing a lot. And it's starting to lean like, can Jayden actually be trusted? Like, who's to say that, you know, he don't have these Aiyuk tendencies? If it's not going his way, guys drop passes, or the offense not clicking, maybe he gonna start piloting and get out of town. Like, we don't know. But it's just lining up to kind of be something like that, because it's looking like he can't be trusted.
This is for you, man, because my man Red Zone got something for you, DH. To DH, he said, "Come on, DH, you acting like the get off my lawn. Acting like get off my lawn. He ain't give him the playbook. Matter of fact, folk have said when players train together, they also study together.
That's true. That's true. But they also don't post it on Instagram or Twitter.
TikTok. It was on TikTok, right? It was on TikTok.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Deuce is my man. So when I read that, all I saw was Stephen A. Smith. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Like, come on, bro. Like, I get it. Like, guys share information. Like, I've seen 2 playbooks that are actively in use in the NFL and one in college. Like, I've seen it, but I can't talk about it. I make it talk about concepts, but I can't go post the pictures of the practice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just a regular
formation
dude.
And all.
Right. Like, and I think also too, the part that's killing me, because it's something that I've said on this show previously, and it's something I've said even on other programs and outlets, that the element of surprise is what's going to be the best advantage for the Commanders this year, because no one knows what this offense is going to look like with Jayden Daniels at the helm and with these new pieces in play. Nobody has any idea. So the minute people find out what we're on and what we're doing, you give the competitor one up. And I'm going to tell you, in NFL, it's one of the most cutthroat businesses in the world. If you think nobody's paying attention, trust me, they are. They watch everything. They see everything. They parse information together the same way from the Hard Knocks from last night that if we had time, I want to talk about briefly. Like, they're going to take anything that you put out there and build their own narratives. And don't think for a second that the Giants are not going to use things that they learned about Jayden Daniels in their 30 meeting or their meeting at the combine to try to get in his head to defeat him. Because at the end of the day, Brian Daboll and the Giants are going to be fighting for their lives. Joe Sheen is going to be fighting for their lives. And if they can't beat us, that's going to be another L in the loss column for them that they're going to have to talk about, right? So you're going to use everything in your power to beat the team. And don't think that any information shared would not be used. That's the only thing. And I just feel like now, because he is such a youngin', I don't know if he has the wherewithal to understand that he has to keep some stuff in-house. He has to kind of hold some stuff back, right? And don't want to give everybody too many edges, because I'm going to tell you what, if the D coordinator comes to Aiyuk and say, hey, what you think Jayden Daniels going to do in this situation? You think he ain't going to tell him? Because they want to win, dog.
Yeah, that's true. I went with the what would Dusty Rose say to Aiyuk about this?
Listen, baby, the American dream Dusty Rose, Daddy. I want to tell you that whatever information that you give me, Daddy, whatever information I shall use in my quest to become was heavyweight champion, Daddy. And you can believe that. You can bet your bottom dollar, Daddy, that I'm gonna hit the bionic elbow and anybody comes up in the ring, Daddy. You did not expect to get a Dusty Rose.
Hey, I ain't know what's happening, man. You got where's Sapphire at, man?
You knew what was coming.
I'm here with Sweet Sapphire, baby, and we are here to take the world by storm, Daddy. We are here to let the whole National Football League, and we're gonna be the best team in the world, the Washington Commanders, Daddy. And you better believe that, Tony Schiavone.
Oh man, he had like a Roman Reigns to believe that. All right, here we go. He said, Todd said Jayden has to do what all of the little homies and brothers have to do at some point. Tell the big homie no.
Bingo.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, because I kind of think, like I think you said earlier, DH. I'll ask you, D-Middy, you think Aiyuk is sunning Jayden Daniels right now?
My bad, my connection got you, bro. Repeat that again.
You think Aiyuk is sunning Jayden Daniels right now?
Oh no. And this is just from the bird's eye view of how I see Jayden. Jayden don't take me as a person that will allow another grown man, because he gives me alpha male as a young quarterback, and seeing what he does, like, you know, the dudes when he left ASU.
Yeah,
them dudes was like literally trashing his locker room, his locker room space, and talking junk. Oh, he trashed, and what he go on to do? You know what I'm saying? So I can't see Jayden. I can't see Jayden letting somebody son him, dog. Not like that.
I'm gonna ask folks who listen if you wanted Aiyuk before, has this stuff changed your mind about Aiyuk now? You know what I mean? Oh, I mean, I know you. I mean, I'm D-Middy. I know for you, like you cool with Aiyuk. Has this changed your mind a little bit?
It definitely changed mine.
Okay, all right.
And especially hearing from how y'all perspective on how y'all put it. It's just, if you look at it from ball sense, street sense, common sense, on all fronts, it just seems like, dude, you just doing way too much. Your negotiating skills are poor.
Yeah, I don't really like. Go ahead, Ditch.
Wally, I think the Commanders, right? Like they said, it came out that they had offered to trade for Aiyuk, right? Yeah. But I think what the Commanders have done now is kind of said, okay, we flipped the roster how we want it. Let's sit back and see what we have with our guys, right? Mm-hmm. You get another year out of Jahan Dotson. Mm-hmm. You know, you get an opportunity with De'Ami Brown. You get Luke McCaffrey now in the mix. you got guys in the building. You say, let's see what we have in house before we start going out the house and start spending money. Like, we have McDonald's at home. Like, let's see what we have. And this is a team that is still in a rebuild process, right? You want to see what opportunities you have with those guys. And also, it's the fact that you're gonna have to pay him. If you want to trade for him today, you're gonna have to give up draft picks, and you're gonna have to pay him. I think they may be more advantageous to do this next season when the price might be a little less, and you might just have to shovel out money for him. Maybe not the picks, but the pricing may be different for him because San Francisco is gonna be a position where they can't pay everybody. That's just what's gonna happen. But I think the Commanders are like, look, let's see what we have. Let's see what we can work with. And we kind of want to have him here. Like, Jayden, we want you to have a security blanket. We want you to have a guy that you want on your squad. But we need to do it the best time for us as a team. And for the fans, I want to pose this to you guys, right? I want you to hear me when I say this, right? Let's not take today to stop trusting what Adam Peters has done. We've trusted Adam Peters to this point. With the draft, with the roster, with moving on from Sam Howell, which is my guy. We trusted him to make all the proper moves to rebuild a team that was floundering. We don't want to trust him now. We want him to just say, forget everything that we've built and just spend whatever we're going to do to get him, right? If it was Justin Jefferson, if it was Jamar Chase, you might be able to sell me on that.
Yeah,
we've been able to trust.
Sign me up.
We've been able to trust Adam Peters and the front office staff to this point. Let's continue to trust them more and believe that they know more than us and that they know what this football team needs and what they're willing to spend for what this football team needs. And let's just let them work. Let's let them cook, and let's trust that they're making the right decisions for the team.
I'm gonna read a couple more comments. Utah said, I think he's leaning into the social media thing, and he's being extremely transparent, almost to a fault. But that's the bet he made. He probably knows that. Be interested to see how it plays out. What else?
Shout out Cody.
And my man, Red Zone in the Lab. He said, in terms of has Aiyuk changed his mind? He said, "Now me, Debo, Bosa, Warner have all done this and got paid. He'll get paid. They haven't used another man. Stop trying to say they done it. They ain't do this. They ain't using another man. I gotta stop doing that. Like, yeah, you could. I don't have. Let me put this out there. I don't care about holding out and negotiate. That doesn't bother me. You using another man bothers me. All right, that's what bothers me. Like, that's supposed to be your friend. That's what bothers me, not the trying to hold out. Because, like I said, their money is not guaranteed. I'm all about getting your money while you can when the iron's hot. Deluxe hasn't changed my mind. Aiyuk will not live up to the cost of a trade this season. Mildly overrated. What else he said?
I leave the mildly overrated out of that.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give a comment about Aiyuk though. Right. Bruce Wayne changed over about 80% of the roster. They know what they have. Agreed. What else? My man DJ said, Commanders looking to see if they can make some dogs out of the potential they have on this roster. Agreed. My man Serge, what's up, Serge? Said, get Aiyuk, man. Chill out. Serge, you always trying to do. You always, man, Serge, you different. I love you though, Serge, man. You my guy. But, we always be battling, you know what I'm saying? You my guy.
I see him on Deuce podcast, man. Respect to that, man.
Serge is cool, man.
He got it out the mud, bro.
Oh yeah, Serge is cool, man. He's a cool dude. He's a cool kid, man. Redson said how is he using a grown man? JD he is a super senior. So I agree, he is a super senior. He's been used. So how he's been used.
Hey,
but he's been used, bro. You using another he's just getting into the league, bro. Look. He just getting into the league and using another man. I don't care how old you are, bro. Like, you using another man. I don't care how old this dude is. You use another man to try to get your bag. But let me get to this Aiyuk thing about being overrated. I will say this though.
Let that be the last Deuce comment for the night. I'm tired of hearing.
I think I saw Deuce. I think Deuce put out there Aiyuk is top 5. It's top 5, like 5 or 7 in the league.
Deuce in the background. Right? Look, Deuce in the background.
There you go.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I'm playing old episodes of Breaking Command.
Oh, I see. I know. I'll be game. I be game. I will say this though, like,
you back there looking all professional. You know, I like that. I
need more than like 2 years to be top 5. That's one. I'll be real with you. And then you want your best year was last year. The year before that, you barely cracked 1,000. So I can't put you top 5. You just did that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't. Then also, you've never been in a situation where defenses roll coverage on you. You've never been in that situation. So for me to call you a true number one, I can't even call you that because in every other situation, teams have game, like for instance, Terry, they game plan to take away Terry. Like they roll coverage to take away Terry. Terry's not going one-on-one. They roll coverage to take away Terry. When in San Francisco, they're not rolling coverage to take away Aiyuk because they're worried about Debo, they're worried about Kittle, they're worried about obviously McCaffrey. So you're getting play action one-on-one a lot of times. So I'm just saying, like, you're not getting the same coverages of a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. You're not getting those coverage. Stephon Diggs. You're not getting that type of coverage. You're getting totally different coverage. So to say like you're like a top 5, top 7 wide receiver, you're not even getting the coverages that those top 5, top 7 wide or top 10 wide receivers are getting. You're getting to play freer football than most of the dudes that are deemed in the top 5 or top 10. So for us to come out and say like he's this type of receiver, let's see him do it when he is the guy. Like you folks can use, like if you look at Pierre Garçon when he was playing with Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison went down and Pierre Garçon was still getting money. So it proved to you when Washington went to pay Pierre Garçon that you know, okay, he's used to being a number one because he still excelled when he moved from 2 to 1. He was still putting up numbers. So it's different. It's just different.
I agree, man. But I also think that goes to trying to strike while the iron's hot, bro. I think from his perspective, I mean, I wouldn't handle it this way, but I think from his perspective, he's like, I came up at the right time.
Yeah, of course.
Imagine this. When Terry came up for his deal, imagine if he had his best year.
Yeah.
Right. But the benefit to Terry is that Terry had consistent good years.
Consistent.
With 42 quarterbacks plus me. I think I threw a pass once or twice to Terry. Right. So he's had a consistent level of production throughout his time. So there wasn't any question about if he was going to get paid or not. Because let me tell you, if we didn't pay him, somebody else paid him.
Yep.
So I think that's the thing, right? Like I think as a player, while I mean it's better than years previously, you always are kind of in the driver's seat with how much you can make and where you can go. Because all Aiyuk has to do is just perform at the level he's done this past year. And when it come back around and he go to the table, he could be like Saquon and be like, all right, y'all want me here? Yes, we like you here. Okay, this is the number it's going to cost you. If you don't want to pay that number, then I'm going to go on free agency, and there's going to be a team that's going to be way thirsty than you, and that's going to be a team that is going to be dying to pay to add me to their mix. And Wally, I promise you, if we get like 3 minutes at the end of the show, I definitely want to talk about that Saquon thing at the end of the show if we get a second.
Saquon, what Saquon?
And look,
what happened on Hard Knocks last night.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, San Fran ain't like the Giants either, too, DH. So San Fran they're not gonna fumble the bag like how the Giants did with Saquon.
And I don't know any organization that wants to overpay. What are we talking about? It's the NBA where they have to give mid-level guys, max contracts.
Yeah.
NFL, you saw what the salary cap is. The NFL is always in a budget situation. The San Francisco 49ers are trying to get deals done knowing that they're going to have, you think this Aiyuk issue is a big deal? They're going to have an issue next year with Brock Purdy, because if Brock Purdy performs at any of the levels that he's done previously, they're going to be like, bro, we really got to pay this dude $55 million, $60 million when we don't even feel like he's worth that. When if they don't, Brock Purdy's put himself in a situation where a team that's going to be thirsty for a quarterback is going to give him a big payout opportunity. The same way that Dak Prescott, which, I mean, the more Dak Prescott plays, and of course, I don't like the Cowboys, but I like Dak Prescott because he's done nothing but buck to every hater because he's performed every year. And he's put Dallas in a predicament to be like, okay, I'm balling. I'm top 10. I'm top 5. If you don't want to pay me, that's cool. But there's a team that will pay me, that make me the highest paid quarterback in the league. And I don't have to win anything because Kirk Cousins is the guy that should be the measuring stick, that he's never won anything, and he's made more money than anybody. This NFL is the only place that you
the
can
truth
be
is the truth.
17 games and make the most money in the league. Patrick Mahomes should be making $1 billion a year because he's been a quarterback for the past 5 seasons. But he takes team-friendly deals to help out with his team and get guys in a situation. Yet Kirk Cousins has made $260 million in his career and has not done anything to show for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, bro. All you have to do is be solid, play good during the regular season. You're going to get paid. And I'm not even talking about the winning aspect. I'm just talking about players getting paid, because at the end of the day, while I would love for players to be like one player to be the reason the team wins or loses the Super Bowl, it's really not. So I can always go to the table and say, I finished top 8 in yards. I finished top 10 in touchdowns. I finished bottom half of the league in interceptions. My completion percentage is top 5. Mind you, this is all Dak Prescott's numbers, and I'm not caping for him. Not at all. I'm just stating facts. But he can always go to the table and get paid more than the next man because he's a baller. And he has. So the thing is, with these guys, you put the teams in a predicament where they're going to have to pay you or somebody else will. And taking it all back to the point of the matter with Aiyuk, all he has to do is play. All he has to do is play, and somebody will pay him more money than Justin Jefferson because they feel as though he's a piece. It may not be from San Francisco, but it'll be from another team in the league.
I do have a question, because I do have a question. Everybody, I've seen people mention Snyder in the chat. If this was all going on during the Snyder regime, how do you think this would be like taken by like fans? I feel like people are more welcoming of it now, but if it was during the Snyder regime, how would this be taken by the fans? I'm gonna start with you, Dee-Middy, man.
If this was 99 to 2004, it would have already been done. If it was 2005 to about 2012, it probably might would have got done right about now, maybe going into training camp. It probably going to get done. But we know what Snyder does. We knew what that regime was about. It was about just going to grab the names and going and grab what they considered the best players in the league, but they was just grabbing names. So it would have been done, man. That's just really it. Simple and plain.
But also, how would the fan base take it in terms of, like, say this is going on, a dude is trying to force
would they
be cool with this? Would they be cool with it, or would they be angry?
Because I'm not going to try to belittle our fans, because I would have been the one that would have been like, oh, it would have been done. That's why I'm saying what I said. All right. I feel like fans that are in my mindset too, they would have been for it because they know Snyder's going to go spend the money.
Okay. Because I have a different thought process on it. Personally, I'm like, I do think that in the 90s, like you talking about that, around that time frame, 99 to whatever, they would have been cool with it. Like, all the fans would have loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even people revisionist history, like when Albert Haynesworth was signed, folks was loving it. Like, at that time, they were loving it. They were in love with it, right?
What?
When Josh Norman came here, they were in love with it initially. Like, they were in love with it. I do feel like when it got towards the end of his tenure, then people were like more fed up with certain things. So I do feel like if we break down the timeline with Snyder and how he operated, I do think towards the end portion, this wouldn't be received well. They were like, we don't want him here. He's not good for what we're trying to build here. Like, they would say that about Aiyuk at this particular point in time.
You just explained my fandom right there. Like, that's exactly how I was. Yeah,
it would be like early. You would be like, I'm all for it.
Go get it.
I'm all for it. Go get him. Get the best players.
Because towards the end. Man, I was super excited when they signed Josh Norman, dog. Do you know, like, me and my brother, we try to call each other at the same time. We couldn't get each other on the phone, like, hey man, we just got Josh Norman, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, I was that guy. I'm gonna be honest. At that time, I was just wanting to continue to see change, and it was just change no matter what.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, I feel like if, like, the way Aiyuk was going about it, like, I feel like during like the end portion of the Snyder regime, I don't think people would be cool with it. I think it wouldn't be like, we have a split now. I don't think it would be a split. You know what I mean? I just don't think so. What's going on, DH? What you want to say?
I think 100% if this was between 99 2004, he would have traded Brian Robinson and 2 draft picks to get him.
He would be
and while we might not have liked it at first, if Aiyuk would turned into Clinton Portis like how he did, you forget what you gave up.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
I have to remember that we gave up Champ Bailey to get.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I think about it, I'm like, dang, did we should we have done that?
Hey, at some point in time, I used to think like that. We actually drafted Portis, didn't we?
Right. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it worked out because he played well, right? So like you said, Wally, the history is revisions because we forget how well he turned out.
Yeah.
We forget that he played well. And I think it's just the minutia in the beginning. But once everything settles and you're kind of able to figure out what happened, like that's the thing. If the Jets play well and make it to the playoffs, people will forget that Aaron Rodgers was missing for 6 months before the season started. People will forget that Aaron Rodgers is just non-existent and Aaron Rodgers is not the best teammate if they make it to the playoffs because the Jets have the longest playoff drought in NFL currently. So that's the thing. You know, when it turns out well, we forget. But if it goes bad, you're going to remember. The same way we remember how everything.
Joe Gibbs for real, though. Go ahead, though.
This
is a Joe Gibbs play. Go ahead.
The same thing we remember how everything bad went at the end of RG3's era, or how bad it went with Kirk Cousins, with him getting paid a ridiculous amount of money for 3 seasons when they could have just signed him and kept him. You know what I mean? So, right. So yes, to what Deuce said, we did trade a haul for RG3, and no one cared picks were. We was effed in picks. Like nobody cared. We got RG3. And for the first 2-3 years, nobody cared that we gave up the barn.
So after the fact that they started talking about it. You're right. No, you're right. No, I totally agree. You're right. Like I said, one of the always worst moves was letting Clark go and signing Archuleta to a Houston. Yeah, I mean.
See?
But
and
I'm
now
saying, like,
he played with, he's a Steeler. His whole life, he's been a Steeler.
I know, right? He never played with us anymore. Like, it's wild. But real quick, dude, before we end out, because we're getting close to the end of the show, but I do want to talk about what you wanted to talk about. So I'm gonna give you the floor with you about the Saquon Barkley. I didn't watch Hard Knocks, so I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. So when you get a chance, go back and you probably can see the clip. But the thing was, it was essentially Joe Sheen talking to Saquon on the phone. And he was talking about, hey, when he told him he was gonna let him test the market, right?
Yeah.
So he said he's gonna let him test the market. But he wanted Saquon to give them the first right of refusal, right? So, okay, you want to go out and sign for another squad? Cool. But just let us know what that number is and let us match it if we want to match it, right? So I got into a debate with somebody on Twitter earlier who said Saquon sounds like a jerk in this situation. And I said, how? If the job don't want to, and I use this analogy, and it's something we all can agree with. At our jobs, if we've been a good employee and we've been one of the best employees for years, and on one group project, one guy stands out and has a playoff level season and gets the raise that you were supposed to get, and instead of you getting a raise as well, they let you go. How was he supposed to sound? If I was Saquon Barkley, I would never come back to the Jets. I would never want to be in the Ring of Fame. I would never want to be mentioned when the alumni comes back, right? So I had to talk to the guys like, how can you be mad at Saquon for basically being told that he hasn't been good enough when Saquon has been the only thing for the Giants that has been somewhat decent for the past few seasons, and the Giants decided to go with Daniel Jones.
I know that was so disrespectful.
Come on, bro. Like that's something you make in your sleep. And then on top of that, it wasn't even a crazy number that he went to the Eagles with. You know what I mean? So I just that goes back to tell me that, let me tell you, the NFL and the ownership is going to do business with who they want to, and whatever they value you as, that's what they're going to do. So I'm always in favor for the players to get in a position to where they can make some bread, but they have to do it in a way that's not going to make them look bad in the process, because at the end of the day, what your home team won't pay you, the next team will, because somebody is always going to hold some value to your name.
No, I agree. That's why this situation. I think you gotta go about it the right way. You gotta go about it the right way. So we about before we end this segment, man. This has been dope. First off, I want to know let our folks know how they can catch Breaking Command podcast. Also, how they can catch y'all on social. I'm gonna start with you, DH.
Hey, listen, man. You see it right there on the byline. This is your man, Darian DH Williams. You can hit me up at DH on the mic And if you look over my right shoulder, you can see the Breaking Command is playing in the background. Listen, man, I'm telling you, sign up now, subscribe now to youtube.com/Breaking Command, the D&D Football Podcast. We're going to come back with so much more. And I don't know if y'all are ready for it, but it's coming back. So I appreciate you for always having us. And thank you, brother.
Ain't the last year I'm gonna have you on again. You already know what time it is. Acting like don't be acting like that. Hey, D-Middy, go ahead, bro. You next.
Hey man, hey, y'all know it's all love every time y'all hit me up, no matter if it's just when we do this thing, man. I have so much fun, man. I get excited. Y'all seen the GIF I use in the chat. That's how I feel. And awesome. And if you want to catch me on social media, man, you already know what it is, man. It's _. Dee-Middy, man, and you can catch me on any platform at Dee-Middy or Darrin Midgett, man. That's just me. And I want to just tell Wale, man, right now. I want to tell you, Wale, like, I appreciate you, bro, because I loved your content. I seen what you were doing beforehand, and just to be able to, to chop it up with you now, man, just makes it even more, appreciative just to be able to chop it up with you too.
Oh man, anytime, bro. I appreciate that. I truly appreciate that, man. I'm glad that DH got me connected with you, man. I think you have such a good insight, man. Good personality. You know what you're talking about. That's the most important thing. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, mixing good personality and know what you're talking about. So I do appreciate you. DH is all sharp on the ball. He think like me. That's why I like DH.
That's my guy right there, man.
Yeah, and he think like me. You know what I'm saying? He thinks like me. So folks who think like me, I kind of like automatically gravitate to those types.
He's a business.
Because I like me a lot. So if I like me, then if you like me, then it's like, all right.
Let me cook, man. I like myself. I'm worth a lot.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He's a businessman, not a businessman.
Facts. Hey, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for being on, man. Hey, y'all take it. Hold on. My man said, hey, chill out, man. Chill out. Chill out.
I thought we was muted. Hey, man, I thought I was supposed to mute his comments, man.
Right?
I'm going anyway, man.
All right, y'all, man. Y'all take it easy, man. Hey, peace. Oh, man. Awesome, man. Awesome cats, man. Yeah, the Commanders need to get on this this Aiyuk thing. They got to stop it. But Aiyuk, like I said, Aiyuk is doing too much. But folks have to say the same about WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson. Let me introduce my guy real quick. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, now you know. I got my man Wood from Bite Down Boxing. What's good, my guy?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Oh, what's up there? Oh, wait, what happened with that? Hold on, say it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a little choppy. You sound like the Tin Man.
Let me see what's going on here then real quick.
Yeah. It's like, that thing is coming on a little choppy. Not choppy, but it's tinny.
I pay my bills and everything. I'm not.
Like it's like a robot, like actually a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like a robot sound type thing.
Everything look good on my end.
Yeah. Oh man. Hold on.
Still messed up?
Yeah, you sound like the robot, like on like Star Wars or something.
Not one of the good robots though. Let me see if I can use the.
Yeah, see what you can say. Just see real quick. If you use a different mic, or you can use are you using a computer mic or whatever? I don't even care.
I got my big boy thing set up like.
I can tell when you see the. I ain't the only one. It sounds like they're.
This is really
Charlie Brown. Yeah, it sound like that dude on Charlie Brown.
It's still messed up.
Yes.
All right, man. Let me try my computer. The onboard stuff.
Yeah, try that way. I don't know, that thing coming on like on Charlie Brown. You're right, Deluxe. That's what it sounds like. A little bit. Now, perfect. Well, you sound perfect.
It doesn't sound as sexy, but
dude, this is good, bro. Like, what you talk about? This is good. This is perfect, man. This is now we cooking. First off, man,
let's get to cooking.
Yeah, first I want to say happy birthday, bro. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man, we don't have to change the label and the description of the show. All this love that was just shown between y'all before the last segment ended, and now I'm on here. I'm not used to seeing brothers unite like this. This is too much.
Look, man, I told you this show is all about love, man. You know this, though. We don't be beefing out here.
You know,
you know this. You on the Urban Sports, so you know this. You've been here with us.
In 2024, man, brothers I see Kendrick out here all on my man's head, on Drake's head. I'm just not used to this affection between black men. I'm sorry.
Look, man, that's all we bring. That's what we preach here, though. That's what we preach here. You know
I was at the hospital just now, and the woman told me they not like us. You know, so
I mean, he did, like Kendrick did, kind of. You know, he put the bar down, right? I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, he did put the bar down.
Right.
Let's keep it 100. We came here to talk about boxing, man. So Saturday night in Jersey, Shakur Stevenson retained his WBC lightweight title with a victory over Artem Harutyunyan. Stevenson got a little negative flat for his performance. What were your thoughts on the fight period? What was your thoughts on the fight period, though?
Man, you know, it's getting hard to defend Stevenson. And I see some of the commenters online with you know, if you don't like his game, you don't know boxing, and you don't appreciate the sweet science and all of that. But boxing is just one of those things, man, where the customer is always right, you know. And if it's enough people saying that you're boring, then that just kind of becomes the stigma that gets attached to you. Yeah. But in his defense, man, I don't know what's going on with Top Rank Boxing and the boxing that's being offered on ESPN, man, but it's just not big time. It's not exciting boxing in general right now. So I felt like he did. But the thing is, you can't sit there and watch all 12 rounds and say that the man ran. He was standing.
I don't know why he said that.
You could put a tire. You could have put a tire in between their 2 feet, and he was in the box the whole night long. He's just not he's not a very like fluid guy with his offense. He kind of stays in defense first mode, and he's looking to counter. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm a Shakur dude. But I was watching that fight. I was so annoyed. I'm one of them that like, yo, he can be tanked. I'm one of them. Like, and I still think styles make fights, and I still think there's an opportunity for him to be tanked. But I was telling my friend I was watching the fight, I was like, little by little, my confidence is going down. Little by little.
It's hard to defend him, man. I mean, it's just the only and the Tank matchup. I'm with you. You know, he's got some length on Tank, height, and it's just gonna be different from, you know, because of the contrast in styles and whatnot. Yeah, but when you just don't have that power, man, like it's gonna be tough to it's gonna be tough to fight a dude like Tank.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I'm always like yourself. We talk about it, I'm always going to favor the skill boxer over like just power. But it's not like Tank doesn't have skill. So I don't feel like I want to insult the man. The man has skill, and I feel like every fight Tank has gotten better. To be honest, right?
Tank a versatile dude.
Yeah, he's versatile too, right? Yeah,
versatile dude.
But you know, I put Shakur like in that Mayweather-ish type of thing because he is, to your point when you said earlier, the defense it's elite. His defense is elite, like, and like that to me where he's different from many boxers. Like, he's a thinking man's boxer, and his defense is so elite, and his hand speed is so elite that you can see him getting shots off, and he doesn't fight with an ego. You know what I mean? I guess that's what pisses people off about him, because you want him to play like fight a hero style of fight. You want him to, right? But he knows who he is, And this is what got him to the dance. This is what made him elite. This is what made a lot of people fall in love with him. It's just the true sweet science of boxing. But when you do see a guy that you feel like, man, you got a guy, and not to be no disrespectful to the dead, but a guy you got a Gotti, like Floyd, like Money Mayweather, not for me, like Pretty Boy versus Gotti, not Money, but Pretty Boy versus Gotti.
Yeah.
We see a guy like that, you got to do it. You got to do it to him. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like when you got this opportunity to fight a guy that's a lesser tier boxer, you got to take advantage of that. And I felt like in that scene, he just didn't.
This really had me scratching my head on the performance against Jamel Herring, where he beat the brakes off of Jamel.
Yeah, he beat the
brakes off of him. So I'm like, what are you seeing? What did you see in him? I'm like, did Jamel Herring just throw that fight? And I hate to bring up, old stuff, but I'm sitting here like, this is not making any sense to me. Why you won't open up on this dude and break him down and but like where you were going though, I think if you throw him in a ring with a guy with the offense that Tank brings to the fight and everything that he does, I still think that could end up being a good fight. And the complaint afterwards wouldn't be how boring he is.
Because there's only a complaint because the duty fought.
Right.
That's the only reason there's a complaint. Let me be honest with you. If he put this effort, and we're going to talk about the guys that maybe he should fight next, but if you put this effort into whoever, like a Teofimo Lopez or a Devin Haney once he gets his mind right, or a Tank, like if he put this effort and put that type of skill set and that type of outcome, if that outcome he had on Saturday is similar to what he did, similar to against those dudes, we wouldn't complain. Right. At all. We would say that's a matchable performance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
man. It's like I said, it's just boxing is one of these things, man. It's in a real delicate spot right now. And and again, the trend that's going on with ESPN boxing, man, we tuning in week after week watching these fights, man. Most of them are going to a decision. Mm-hmm. We're disappointed in most of the B-sides.
Yep.
That the Steve Claggett dude that fought Teofimo Lopez, like it's embarrassing that he was in the ring with him at this stage in his career, coming off of a lackluster fight before that. So it might be time for Top Rank to
chill, to be
go on and take that money from the Saudi Arabia dude and go on and sell.
He the man. Turk's the man. Turk's the man.
I mean,
Turk make all the big fights happen, bro. I'm sorry. Turk makes all the big fights.
Because Teofimo let the cat out the bag. He said like 3 or 4 names that they offered him to fight, and he chose Claggett. And it's like, what's going on here? Where the promoter is you giving the fighter this much freedom to fight who he wants to fight and give you a fight that you can't sell and nobody wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really confused at what's going on with Top Rank right now, and it's probably a good move in a lot of respects that Shakur went on and turned down the extension that he did to be a free agent.
So I'm going to ask you about who Shakur should be with. I kind of think he should be with Mayweather, but this is because like I said, I think he's comparable. This is an interview we really now had with Shakur Stevenson like maybe a year ago now, and he talked about his comparisons to Mayweather.
All right, so for me, when I watch you fight, like I always, tell my homies, like, yo, this is like the next Floyd. Who do you compare yourself to?
I don't compare myself to nobody, but I appreciate the Floyd comparisons because I understand it. Like that's why I can say I understand because I feel like we smart fighters. Like we one of the people that we don't give nobody nothing. You gotta earn everything. Like if you land a punch on Floyd, like when Shane hit Floyd, he earned it. Like he earned that shot. Like that was a punch that he earned. We're not just giving no shots away. So I think in that aspect, that's why I could see like where the Floyd comparisons I'm coming at. Like my eyes, I can see everything real good, and I don't let nobody just land a punch on me.
So, like, do you think that's like we go back to it? So, is that more of the thing? Like, just like Floyd, It's about defense. So it's more of a like, and knowing that what you talked about, even that you're talking about him being a free agent. You got Floyd out there who's talked to him after. Could that be a good pairing? You got obviously Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. You got PBC. So where would you, if it was you, where would you want Shakur to be, or would you prefer him being a free agent?
I think, man, and I know I could catch some flack for saying this, but I'm big on communication and I'm big on communicators. And right now, man, that by default is Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn seems to be like the biggest fan of boxing, who happens to also be a promoter. There's no vision, there's no communication, there's no nothing coming out of the PBC. You know, it's been rudderless over there for.
You do not like PBC. You do not like PBC. No. I know.
And it's nothing personal. It's like I just said, there's no direction, there's no vision, there's nobody coming out and kind of being the narrator or the curator, and all the onus to promote all the fights is falling on the fighters, and some of these guys aren't built to handle that. And then you have, like I just told you what's going on with Top Rank. I don't know. They don't seem to be up on.
Then with ESPN, they trash. Let's keep the buck.
They don't seem to be up on what's hot in sports entertainment.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
It's bad boxing production.
Yeah, and then Oscar De La Hoya is just like,
I forgot about Oscar.
Yeah. This clown out here that nobody likes. I mean, you have two bright stars in Canelo and Ryan Garcia, and you've squandered both of those. And then the rest of the dudes over there, we don't really care about none of them. So it's like, at least Eddie Hearn is like, I feel like Eddie Hearn wants boxing to be great.
Yeah.
And I can't really say that for these other outfits.
I know Turk wants the boxing to be great.
He wants boxing to, unfortunately, he just wants most of it to happen in his backyard.
I know. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. But he's willing to get you. He's willing to put in the bread out of his pocket to make the fight that everybody wants.
Oh, now, I mean, hey, if you're gonna pay everybody what they want, then don't nobody complain about.
Exactly.
You just gotta go to work.
Unless you're ducking. Right. Unless you're ducking. So
but yeah, I think and from what I read an article earlier that Shakur was gonna be in the building. I think it's this weekend for Jaron Ennis's fight. Yeah. And get on be on the DAZN platform. It's really funny, man, because I took some flack 4 or 5 years ago standing up for DAZN. And like, here it is, when all the music stops, DAZN is kind of the last. It's kind of the last thing, the last man standing.
Yeah.
And people wanted to play dumb several years ago, like they couldn't pronounce the name, didn't know what the acronym meant.
That was me. That was me. I'm that person.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, here it is. That's the last man standing. Now, and it ain't perfect. Yeah. It's not perfect. But it's like they still believe in boxing. I don't get the feeling that none of these other people really believe in boxing anymore.
I don't know. Like I do. I do. I mean, well, I think PBC does, but you don't like PBC.
No. Don't get me wrong.
But I don't think Top Rank does, though. I don't think Top Rank does anymore. I agree. I don't think they do anymore. I think their production is they're ESPN. I think their production is lazy. I don't think it's. I know they do a good. I mean, they don't do a good job promoting their boxers, regardless of what it is. They don't. Shakur is fighting on ESPN, and granted, that could be on him, but still, you still had the same issue with Bud Crawford. Like, it's just, to me, Lomachenko should be way more known than what he is. You look at what Bob Arum had with Manny Pacquiao, another foreign boxer, and how he was big time. I just felt like, unfortunately, as you get older, sometimes the time passes you by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do think that, like, to your point, I think Eddie Hearn is Eddie Hearn is probably the best promoter right now in terms of he's the best promoter. I think that is, I mean, if you look at the fights he's made and been willing to make, he's the best promoter. There's no politics within it. But everybody else, I think, is trying to catch up. I thought PBC had their time. I think they definitely took a hit with some of the guys that kind of took the L's. They took a hit. But yeah, I'm with you about Eddie Hearn, though. I am with you about Eddie Hearn.
I think PBC is just. I thought it was a bad move going to Amazon again.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is.
The zone is right there across the room, giving you the eyes. They just send some drinks over to the table and everything, and they try to hook up with you. And it's like, we gonna go over here and holler at Amazon. And we haven't seen anybody from Amazon come out and embrace the sport, say what their vision is, give us any kind of indication that they know who they got in bed with, who they got involved with. And again, man, like I said, I'm big on communication. You see it now with Harris taking over with the commander.
Shit, true.
And the communication for the team is so much better. What he's telling to the fans and what he wants to do with the product and bringing in Magic and some of this other stuff. And you got to go out here and sell stuff to people. And I think that's just what's been hurting. Now that the big names of PBC have taken some L's and guys aren't as shiny and new as they once were.
So sure.
Now it just doesn't look good right now.
No, I don't look good at all, to be honest with you. So let's just thinking back to Shakur. Who would you like? All right, yeah. Who would you like to see Shakur fight next?
So I think it's very interesting that supposedly Lomachenko has come out here and said he'll step back from Javante.
That's real interesting.
And let those two fight. And with Shakur being this free agent, I think they should really try to make that happen. I think Tank is at a spot where he does need to fight another current champion in his weight class.
Yeah.
He has Shakur has a WBC belt. We really do not get to see two Black Americans fight a whole lot in current boxing.
That's a good point, man.
We just don't get to see it happen. And again, I think offensively and with the creativity of Tank, the tenacity of Tank, and the fact that he doesn't always sweep the cards, sweep the rounds when he's fighting. He does give up some rounds here and there. So I think that's a damn good fight.
Yeah, I'm with it. I think it could happen. I don't think it will happen.
But what do you think? What do you think holds it back?
I don't think Tank accepts the fight. I think let me be honest with you. I think that fight, Tank holds all the cards. If he wants that fight to happen, it happens.
Okay.
It's not about Shakur's going to take a smaller purse. He's already volunteered that already. Like, that's not a thing. Like, to me, being a free agent, like, he already set up and taking a smaller purse, even with Top Rank. So it's up to, if Tank wants to fight, it's always been on Tank. It's never been on Shakur.
Yeah.
Because he's the draw. It's not like Shakur say 50-50. He knows. It's just like anybody who fights Tank, like with anybody who fight like Frank Martin fighting Tank. You're not battling that. Like, he's the money. Tank is the money in the fight. So it's not like you're saying like a Mayweather, Pacquiao, or even Crawford conceded to Bud. I mean, to Spence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying in terms of the money. So I don't think that it's because if you look at Shakur, he's already automatically said like he knows he's taking smaller. He's taking a smaller amount. He just wants to fight. Tank's the one that says, "Nah, I ain't trying to do it," or he'll say, "I'll whoop you. I just don't need to make this fight. Your style isn't conducive to making money or whatever." So if that fight was going to happen, he would make it happen.
Now, if Tank comes out and lets it be known that he wants the Lomachenko fight, I think that's kind of the only directions that Tank has to go is Lomachenko or Shakur.
Yeah.
He's like I said, he's at this point where he's
there's no more small fights for Tank. That's how I look at it.
He's fought a unification fight yet.
I don't think so.
So I think it's like I'm keeping a buck with you. I don't think I've bought nor watched any of Tank's pay-per-views.
Oh, no, I know. We always had this discussion.
I'm real stingy with my money on this podcast.
I know. We know this. We know this. Oh.
People can say what they want to say.
No, it's all good.
I have no problem paying the fine.
Yeah.
It's just got to really be legit.
Yeah, it's gotta be legit. No, I'm with you. And that's the thing. So for me, the person I think that Shakur should fight, this is me in terms of like, because public opinion does matter in terms of boxing, in terms of reaching like a certain amount of money you want to reach in terms of being that guy. I would kind of honestly, I would wait for it because of I would wait for like Devin Haney to get right. And I would fight Haney because they have like animosity towards each other in terms of like how this stuff on social media played out. And one needs to one, regardless of the fact, has lost money, even Ryan, Cheetah, or whatever. One has lost cachet because of that fight. And the other guy, in terms of public opinion, he's not draw worthy, right? Now, when you put two guys who are champions, undefeated, because he's undefeated now, undefeated champions, like you said, belts on the line. This is a fight where you don't really have to win by knockout. You just have to have a good fight. And you have a good fight. Now that propels you to what we just talked about earlier. You forget about not able to like knock out dude in the last fight. Now you're back on, you're that dude again. And now you have more cachet to say I can fight Tank. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when Devin is ready, if he takes another fight, takes a chill fight, then be able to fight a Shakur, I think now you get to that point where for both fighters, I think it's a good thing. For both fighters, it's like, all right, I beat Shakur or Shakur beats him, like either or. I think that helps both parties.
I didn't know where you were going when you said you had a third somebody else. But that's an excellent that would be an excellent reintroduction for Devin, to be away and get his head right. I think it's going to be a very difficult task to rebuild his cachet.
Exactly.
And all we can do is give you credit if you were to come back against him.
Yeah.
Against Tank Davis. And like again, I think we're just in this era, man, when we look back at them grainy ass old school fights and see all them brothers who fought each other in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. We do not get that nowadays. We saw some things with Frank until he got viciously stopped and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that would be a good sign to see a return of. Crawford and Spence fighting one another. I know that got ugly and one-sided as well.
I ain't trying to see that.
I'm just saying. Let it happen.
It did happen though. It happened. I'm trying to say it no more. I feel bad.
That wouldn't be and I was very disappointed. I don't know what the hell was going on with Haney that night. How you let a one-trick pony take you out with that one trick and do you like
see, that's why I feel bad for him. That's the reason why I don't feel bad for him. Like in terms of like the whole cheating thing and how his dad's come out and obviously tried to campaign against why his son took that L and the way he took that L and using I think this is basically my whole thought process with that fight. You thought it was, you thought he was mentally messed up. You thought you could take advantage of him, and that's why you had no issue with anything. You know what I mean? Even though he showed you crazy, you decided to ignore crazy because you feel like, hey, you know what? This is good for us. We beat him. We get his followers, adds more money to the game, and whatever. We do legit crazy. All right, and you got crazy. That's what you got. And you didn't like to your point. I don't think you prepared for it correctly because he's a one-trick pony, and he did what you like. The one thing that in terms of being a smart boxer, the one thing you're supposed to take away, you didn't take it away.
Inexplicable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not like everybody else to be like, well, this helped him do this. That. Nah, he chose Devin Haney didn't prepare the way he needed to prepare for this fight.
Again, I took a lot of flack. I never really thought when I used to see generational talent associated or attached to Devin
Oh, I
Haney's
never said
name,
that. I've never said that.
I was like, are we talking about the same guy?
I've never said that.
I never saw that.
Yeah, me
And
either.
so to sit here and watch him get hit with that left hook like that, I was like, I thought I was right. And that confirmed it, because I don't know any other elite dude in the last 10 or 15, 20 years that would have, that
got hit like that consistently.
That easy against them.
Yeah, it's that consistently.
Nobody jumps off the top of my head.
And the thing about it was in that fight, like you were cool from the outside. It's like you was cool from the outside. Like what you did, there's nothing he could do with you from the outside. Like it's when you decided to try to get aggressive when you don't have that type. Again, you don't have that type of power. When you decided to get aggressive and you came in and you fought this dude in amateurs, you should know this dude, bro. Like that's what got me. Like you should know this dude.
It was almost like the AFC Championship game, man. Like, what the hell are the Ravens trying to do?
Exactly. Like,
what are we watching?
What are we watching? Like, this. Like, that's the thing. Like, this. So why is this? This shouldn't be surprising. This shouldn't be a surprise. This shouldn't be surprised to anything. But it is what it is. Hey, Wood, man, it was good to have you on. Before we end this show, how can folks catch you on social media? I'm gonna get you back on. We gotta talk boxing again. I'm gonna try to get you on my post game, on my post fight stuff, because it's been a while, man. I need to chop it up with you about boxing some more. But before I let you go, man, how can folks catch you on social media? Because I know you don't like to be on social media like you used to, but still. What platforms can they catch you on and get Bite Down Boxing content, bro?
I can't even give you at Bite Down Boxing. I don't do nearly as much talking over there as I should or as I would like, because boxing fans are so craven.
They are crazy.
Never appreciate anything, halfway understand everything. I just can't talk with lunatics. Yeah. But you can check me out there. You can find my It's Always Personal podcast. I do actually talk a lot of boxing on It's Always Personal, but it's more of a relationship and kind of it's a lifestyle podcast basically. Yeah. But before I do get out of here, though, man, I do want to say a quick shout out to another an African athlete who did something big in the last 10 days that a lot of people wouldn't know about. But a brother named Biniam Girmay from Eritrea.
Oh, Eritrean? Okay.
He won 2 stages in the Tour de France that's going on right now.
Oh,
He's
dope.
First Black African, first Black man to win a Tour de France stage, and won 2 of them. It's in stage 11. I think stage 11 might be tomorrow, but he won 2 of the first 10 stages, and he's also leading. They have a challenge that runs through all 21 stages for the sprint guys, and he's in the sprint competition. And he's also the leader of the Tour de France wears the yellow jersey. The person that's leading in the sprint challenge wears a green jersey, and he's wearing that green jersey right now, and has a hefty lead to win that challenge inside of the Tour de France. So just shout out to Eritrea, Biniam Girmay, and I just wanted to throw that in there.
Oh, it's cool, bro. I appreciate it, man. No, as a fellow African, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, man.
As soon as he won, I was thinking about you. Like, we gotta put a little light on this because.
Bro.
So and now, last detail. There's 3 grand tours in world tour cycling. There's 3 grand tours. He's now won a stage in 2 of the 3, so he only has 1 more if he ever chooses to ride in that other one. And not a lot of cyclists have won a stage in all 3 of those. So he's doing big things.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna check him out, man. Because one of my good friends is Eritrean, so I know about the Eritrean culture. They hate being called Ethiopians. So I know all about.
It's crazy because of all of the cyclists, all of the Black cyclists, the brothers who ride, who ride in America.
Yeah.
Like we've been rocking with Beanie Tough for like the last 2-3 years now. So to see him break through in the Tour de France, it was a big deal that a lot of people might not know about.
All right, man. I definitely appreciate that, man. Now you're gonna have me trying to look at him. You know what I'm saying? I got jokes from my friend from Air Trade now. You just kind of help me out.
Yeah, I'm a IM you the.
I am, man. I mean information. I got jokes with some folks from Air Trade. Then I can kind of make fun of one of my friends about him being lazy. Not you know what I'm saying? Not about my friend being lazy.
Good deal. Good deal.
Like, you could be a Tour de France type dude. He's messing up with the church's money. All right, Wood, man. Good talking to you, my man.
You too, man.
My guy, man. My guy. Awesome, man. It's my man Wood, man. Check him out. Check out Bite Down Boxing, man. Great content. When Wood get back on it though, y'all gonna know what time it is because his boxing intellect is amazing. To be honest with you, it's good stuff. All right, man. About to close this show. Before I close this show out, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also follow us on X at Urban Sports Scene, IG at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, make sure you subscribe to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. If you are watching this on YouTube, hit the red subscribe button, and also like this video. Also, check out the home of the Urban Sports Scene, which is our website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. Again, that's www.urbansportscene.com. We're also on Empire Media. That's empiremedia.com. We have that's where our podcast is hosted on. Our audio podcast is hosted on there. Like I mentioned, we're on Spotify, all that good jazz. So make sure you check us out at empiremedia.com. All right, man. I appreciate you all for tuning in. This has been a dope show. Appreciate all of my guests. We ran a little bit over, but that's because we had such good content, man. All right, y'all, man. Again, it's blessed for all the people who listened, who chimed in, chatted with us. You all are the true MVPs. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene. For IJ, deuces. I'm out.
Peace.